Hi, it's me again. How are you today? I hope that you're feeling good. And by the way, I am Irene Cecilia Labandero, or you can call me Teacher I. So I am your English subject teacher. But before we're going to proceed to our discussion, of course, let's have our prayer first for us to be guided. May I request everyone to please all stand for our prayer. And Miss Labandero, can you lead the prayer for us? In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. How are you today, guys? I hope that you're feeling alright. So, before everything else, can you please pick up the pieces of paper under your chairs? Okay, very good. Thank you so much, guys. And now, may I call on our secretary uh, to summarize or to tell me who are the absentees for today? Okay, wow, nobody's absent. Let's good job, clap for ourselves. GOODGOV, good job, good job. GOODGOV, good job, good job, guys. This moment, let's have our recap first. So may I request Ms. Ramas to please have or recap from yesterday's discussion. I mean, from our previous discussion. Okay, thank you so much. It's all about parts of speech, which includes the verbs, the adjectives, and the adverbs. I know that you already learned from that already. So now I will going to introduce to you our new topic. But before that, let's have an activity first. So I have provided a flashcards. So get ready. So again, I will be presenting flashcards for you to be able to have an idea what will be our topic for today. So first we have here, simile. You have to read this together with me. Personification, metaphor, hyperbole, assonance, ascendancy, euphemism, metonymy, and we've here the last one, onomatopoeia. So I believe that through these flashcards, you have now the idea what will be our topic for today. Now, I'll pick one from this class randomly to give his or her idea about what is in the card. Did you get me? Okay. Are you excited? Are you feeling nervous? Okay, some of you are nervous and some are excited. So don't be nervous, just try to guess. And your opinions are all correct. There's nothing wrong with that. So now, what is your idea about simile? How about metaphor? Hyperbole? Personification? Assonance? Ascendancy? Metonymy? Synecdoche? Euphemism? Onomatopoeia? Very good! You are all doing a great job on your first activity. So let's give everyone a nice clap. N, I, R, I, C, 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 E, 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 nice, nice, nice. Okay, now let us proceed to our discussion proper. Based on our previous discussion, what do you think is really our topic for today? Very good. Our topic for today is all about figures of speech. What comes in your mind when you hear the word figures of speech? Difficult to understand? Deep? Beyond literal? Okay, thank you so much for that information. Yes, you have the point. When we talk about figures of speech, it's a way of expressing some idea and sentence in an alluring, attractive, and unique way, so that it gets highlighted to everyone, and it adds beauty, vibrance, and taste to the sentence, which results in direct interaction of sentence to the listeners and readers. Try to look at your surroundings. by just looking at the designs, the view, or anything you see. I know that you describe everything in your mind, or you have that lines in your head that you wanted to express. And do you know that through the use of figures of speech, you can make that lines in your mind turn into something impressive and expressed creatively? Yes, of course, through figures of speech, everything will be somewhat interesting, engaging, colorful, and alive. And of course, we also have its different types, which includes the simile, metaphor, or the flashcards I've shown you a while ago. So when we talk about simile, it's a comparison between two different things using like or as. For example, the young boy is as cute as a kitten. So in this example, we can see here in the sentence that the young boy is compared, or it's compared to as cute as a kitten. The next one we have here, metaphor. When we talk about metaphor, it's a direct comparison between two things that does not use like or as. For example, love is a battlefield. So it compares love, that love is a battlefield. Like when you understand it literally, love, when we talk about love, counter a lot of complex things or difficulties through that in order to win, in order to survive. We also have her smile is sunshine. Of course, there is a direct comparison between two things that does not use like or as. The test was a killer, and life is a garden. So when you understand it literally, life is a garden. So there are a lot of flowers in life, and as you yourself, you are responsible to grow the flowers in your life. The next one we have hyperbole. When we talk about hyperbole, it is something that is presented with high exaggeration, which is more than required. For example, I am so tired that I can sleep for a year. So there is an high exaggeration in that statement. Like the person is very tired, and he said that he can sleep for a year, and we can ask ourselves, is it really possible that we can sleep for a year by just by knowing that we are just tired? The next one we have, I have told you a million times not to lie. So in that statement, there is also that high exaggeration, like a million times, like you really told me a million times. If you are going to understand it literally, like you can question, are you serious? The next one we have, I died of embarrassment. So again, there is a high exaggeration, like dying just because of embarrassment. The next one we have personification. It gives human characteristics to non-human things or inanimate objects. It adds life, energy, and animation to otherwise lifeless or objects or subjects. So by using that personification, it gives life to something which is lifeless, and it adds energy. For example, the sun smiled down on us. Like what? When you are going to understand it literally, it's really impossible that the sun will going to smile on you. The light danced on the surface of the water. So here, through the figures of speech, through this personification, it gives life to the light, like it danced to the surface of the water. The stars winked in the night sky. Of course, when you're going to understand it literally, like, wow, really, the star is very friendly, that it winked in the night sky. The next one we have assonance, or the repetition of the same vowel is seen but starts with different consonant sounds. So when we talk about assonance, there is a repetition of the same vowel sound, but it starts with different consonant sounds. For example, Jerry went here and there, everywhere. So you can really determine or see or observe that letter E or the vowel E has been repeated, has been used repeatedly, and it starts with different consonant sounds like J, W, H, D. Yeah, that's it. Next one we have, how is your cow now? So there is something that O or O. That's it. The next one, we have oxymoron. Oxymoron combines contradictory words with opposite meanings. It may seem illogical at first, but in context, they usually make sense. For example, organized chaos, alone together, clearly misunderstood, original copy, silent scream, or silent scream, original copy, clearly misunderstood. So what have you observed? Of course, there is a contradictory words with opposite meanings, but they actually make sense. The next one we have metonymy. It's a figure of speech in which a thing or concept is not called by its own name, but by the name of something intimately associated with that thing or concept. Example, crown. Crown represents the power of a king. The next one we have pen. It represents for military force. Hollywood for US cinema. Hand for help. Spin for dance. In that metonymy, the concept is not called by its own name but by the name of something associated with that thing. The next one we have euphemism. It is used to express a mild, indirect, or vague term to substitute for a harsh, blunt, or offensive term. Some intend to amuse, while others intend to give positive appearances to negative events or even mislead entirely. Of course, when we are going to tell something, we don't want them to feel that our words are harsh or offensive. So that's why through this figures of speech, the euphemism, it helps to cover that negative or offensive term. Like the word die, it is changed and it is turned into passed away. Prostitute, it is converted into comfort woman. Between jobs for the unemployed and let go for fired. So it's better to say you have to let go of that employee instead of you have to fire that employee. Next, we have asyndeton. It excludes conjunctions like and, or, but, for, nor, so, or yet to add emphasis. So it is direct without using that conjunction. So it removes the use of conjunctions. For example, I came, I saw, I conquered. So there is no conjunction there. Like I came, I saw, and I conquered. In a normal sentence, there is an and. Without looking, without making a sound, without talking. It's from Oedipus at Colonus by Sophocles. So there is no conjunction there. The last one we have, onomatopoeia. It uses words to describe the sounds made by all living things, including people, animals, birds, and all inanimate objects. So by just reading at the word itself, you can already hear the sound it brings. Like for example, clap. Like you can already hear it by just reading in that word. You can already hear what das clap sounds like. Buzz, crack, boom, hiss, bark, ding dong, tweet, yell, bang, clash, and cough. So by just reading in that words, you can already hear its sounds. Okay, now have you understand everything that I've discussed? Any questions regarding our topic? Violent reactions, clarifications, or if you have questions, please stand and don't hesitate to ask, or you can just even raise your hand. Okay, none so far. Thank you for that. Now, I have a question for you. What is the difference between simile and metaphor? Anyone? Okay, Miss Labandero, go ahead. Okay, thank you so much. Simile, it's all about using like or as, and when it comes to metaphor, it's all about without the use of like or as. Thank you, Miss Lamandero. Okay, now let's proceed. At this point, you are tasked to apply your learnings in the class. Please be reminded that this is a group activity and collaboration or teamwork matters. So everyone, can you read the instruction? Form a with 5 members. In each group, you must select a theme for a poem and you must take turn creating each line of the poem. Make sure to use one or more figures of speech in each line. At the end of each line, you should indicate the figures of speech used. For example, the bird flew like arrow across the burning coal. So at the end of that sentence, you are going to put simile, then comma, oxymoron. So you have to present your work in the class creatively and you will be given 10 to 15 minutes. Criteria has been sent already in the group chat. Okay, your time starts now. 15 minutes had passed. Okay, time's up. 15 minutes had passed and I guess you're now ready to present your work. So let's start with the group of Miss Ramos. I guess you're now ready. Okay, good job, Group 1. What a creative performance. Let's give them a good job clap. G-O-O-D-G-O-B, good job. Good job. G-O-O-D-G-O-B, good job. Good job, Group 1. Let's proceed to Group 2, then the next groups will follow. You're all doing great with your activity. That means you really understood our topic for today. Now, let's proceed to our next target. So now let's have an individual tasks. Read each sentences carefully. Identify what figures of speech is written there and answer directly in a 1/4 sheet of paper. So you have 5 minutes to answer. Time's up. 5 minutes was already done, which means we will now proceed to the checking of papers. So exchange your papers in counterclockwise. Now let's have number 1. The night is as dark as Blackstone. What do you think is the answer for this one? Of course, it's simile because it uses the word as and it compares two different things. Number 2. The camel is the sheep of the desert. It's metaphor. Number 3. David is as noble as his father. Of course, again, it uses the word as, it's simile. Number 4. I hear the humming of bees. From the word humming itself, you can already hear the sound that it brings. Of course, it's onomatopoeia. Number 5. Experience is the best teacher. It is personification because it gives life to the concept experience. Number 6. I can pick up the 1,000 kilos weight by my one hand. Of course, it's hyperbole. The trees shouted at me. Again, it's personification because it gives life to the trees. The blanket is as white as snow. From the word that it uses, which is as, it is simile. He's not a liar. He's creative with the truth. It is euphemism. Number 10. The pen is mightier than the sword. It is metonymy. Number 11. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It is ascenditon because about the removal of the conjunctions. Number 12. Go slow over the road. It is alliteration because it starts with the consonant nouns, but there is what we call the repetition of the vowel sounds. So that's it. And may I know who got the perfect score? Okay, it's nice to see that almost of you here got perfect score. So may I ask, how about the others? What happened to your scores? Okay, some of you got 1 mistake, 2 mistakes, and 3 mistakes. It's okay, at least you did your best, and just be extra careful next time. Still, congratulations, everyone. For the last moment, we have here the assignment. Now, everyone, kindly read. Research about the other types of figures of speech. explain each, and provide two examples. So that will be your assignment, which will be submitted tomorrow. So that's all for today, class. I hope you gain a lot from today's discussion. See you next meeting. Goodbye.